Hello! Welcome back to Relics of Hyrule, the series. This is episode 43. Last time we completed we went beneath the well, went to the smithy, went to the deserted inn, so we have the rest of the freezing caves to explore. I'm using a different recording software. Again, Frap started just not working. It started giving me really terrible, not just like bad frame rate, but absolutely awful frame rate. Like 1 frame per second. It would just kill the game. It was horrible. So I'm using Shadow Play now because my graphics card can actually support it. I wanted to use it before, but my graphics card didn't support it. So now it's a lot better. I used it to record the fairy recruitment and fairy jar videos, and I figured out all the kinks. So Freezing Caves, the rest of the Freezing Caves will be done with Shadow Play. Okay. Now then, I've been wanting to retexture these, because these are not what icicles look like. They look good from a distance, but up close, doesn't really work. This is a mod that changes how icicles look. It doesn't look quite right. I want it to be slightly more icicle-like. Okay. Now then, got a new weapon last time, Zora Halberd. Be pretty cool to use a battle axe again. House of the Dead. See what we can find in here. I already know what we can find in here, but okay. There's an alchemy lab here. There's an ebony dagger, which I've been meaning to change to a Zora dagger or something like that, but I'll take it anyway. Alchemy lab. Not going to use that. There's a few burial masks, which indicate what the burial masks are. The burial masks were used in burial rituals, as it says there. Used to be able to spin it up a lot better. So the idea was that in Kakariko Village, they would use the burial masks to cover up the faces of the dead for some sort of ritual. Of course, now, for some reason, most of the dead that were wearing them became re-deads. And I think the canon, the actual Zelda canon, for re-deads is that they are clay. Which I'm not really following that canon. It seems like a retcon. There's Hylian Woodfall armor in here, got some rupees, got some skin of re-dead, which is a nice alchemy ingredient. And the Woodfall armor, Woodfall glass armor, it's not the one I just picked up, it's the Hylian Woodfall armor. Resistant to disease, but weak to magic. Is this the one I want? Yes. So I'm going to put that away. I'm not going to wear it, because it's weak to magic. I might change this Elden armor for something else that I find down here, but we'll see. Also going to put this Hylian soldier's helmet away, and this ebony dagger, because I can't really use it because of the rules that I've set up for myself. Sheikah boots can go away. Knight's crest can go away. Although, am I still wearing... Am I wearing anything... Am I wearing a circlet right now? Equipped. Ah, the Akana circlet. I'll keep that. Alright. There's some ruined books over here. Those are useful. I'm not going to pick them up. There's nothing else in the House of the Dead other than the Hylian Woodfall armor. That's the main useful thing that you can find. Coffin has some green rupees in it, and the rupees look a lot good. They look good. And some bloody rags. Bloody rags! Let's see what... Okay. How's the House of the Dead? It's sort of in a dead end. Here's the central area. There's the central pillar. This does look a lot like the Forgotten Cavern, and that is intentional. And the way I made the Forgotten Cavern was I actually duplicated it from this and replaced everything, all the ice assets with normal cave assets. So that's how I made the Forgotten Cavern. It's the same place. That's meant to be the same place, just thousands of years in the future. There's a bedroll over here and some Yeti glass armor, which will be good. Let's see here. Ah, there's Goron glass armor back here, which is my favorite favorite glass armor. Just out of nowhere, that's my favorite. There's Lanayru glass armor, my mistake. Lanayru grass armor underneath this little crevice. I think that's it. Oh no, there might be something on this side. There's a gossip stone. Yellow fairies can be found near areas with ranged weapons from Hyrule's history. Good to know. Yep, come on. Thing over here? It was just over here. Let's go up there to that house. Oh wait, there's one over here. Dark glass armor. House. And this house, this highest point near the dark glass armor, mostly caved in. There's some Deku nuts in the fireplace, which indicates that they started to try to burn Deku nuts. And there's a journal. Mama said we can't go to the castle. Nobody goes to the castle, she said. A man came to the house today, now he lives with us. Now he said he used to live in a castle town, but when the bad men came, he and his family left. He said they lived in Lon Lon Ranch with a nice lady there. But the bad men came looking for horses, so he and the lady escaped. Doesn't know where the lady went. I hope she's okay. So that's sort of talking about Malin and an unidentified person, maybe the soldier that was in the soldier's journal. So that's the child's journal. And that's it for this house. There's nothing else here. There's some furniture that they tried to burn. Freezing Caves is all about story and rewarding you for getting this far, because it gives you like every glass armor and every glass armor and every Hylian armor that you could ever want. I turned the sensitivity down a little because it was getting a little bothersome for me. Okay, what's this one? General store. I know what's in here. And this is actually an interesting place. So we got Iron Dagger of Chills, which I want to replace with a Hylian thing. Iron War Axe, which I want to replace with Hylian. Forgotten War Axe. Hylian Shield, always good. I'm going to leave that chest here. Also, right over here we have an Iron Battle Axe, which at first seems kind of boring, but when you look at the stats, so look at the stats of this Iron Battle Axe, 97. That's just under the Zora Halberd. This is actually a special Iron Battle Axe. It looks just like an Iron Battle Axe, but it's actually stronger. So I'm not going to replace it with a Forgotten Battle Axe, which is tempting. I might actually, no, I changed my mind. I might replace it with a... No, I sort of want to leave it the way it is. I'll probably leave it the way it is. Because it is kind of an interesting Easter egg to find a high-powered iron weapon somewhere. But I will put more forgotten weapons in here, because I want mostly almost everything to be Hylian rather than like the Iron Dagger of Chills. I want that to be a Hylian weapon, not a Skyrim weapon. Okay, so that was the general store. There's one more house right up here. And it is locked. So for the sake of making things a little easier... Nope, come on. No. There we go. We got blue ring armor. We got some stumps. And the soldier's journal, which I thought we already found, but we didn't. I came to Kakariko Village hoping people still lived here, and maybe it would be the warmest place, being next to that volcano. It's just as cold here as it's just as cold as the rest of Hyrule. It's summer. Let's try this again. I came to Kakariko Village hoping people still lived here, and maybe it would be the warmest place, being next to that volcano. It's just as cold as the rest of Hyrule. It's summer. For the love of Din, it's summer. The Black Army live in the castle now. I don't know where the royal family are. I wish I was there when they broke the gate. I could have helped. I should have helped. I'm a soldier. I should have helped. Every so often the ground moans. Nobody I ask knows why. An old woman who lives in the village said that Hyrule is dying. The hero did not come, the goddesses abandoned us, and Hyrule is dying. I believe her. The wolves will come and take us. Hero, help us. In this land there are no more heroes or cowards, only death. So, the wolves will come and take us, hero, help us, is a reference to a song by Nightwish called 7 Days to the Wolves. This is a little... Huge fan of Nightwish, so I have to include stuff. I'm always including references to Nightwish. Blue ring grass armor. Always calling it grass armor. Sword halberd. 7-7. What else can I put in here? All these burial masks, probably. Probably don't need this leather either. Oh, I know, I'm way down, okay. Anything over here? No. Just a lot of snow. Okay. That's a barrel. Okay, so that was the central room. Now, going this way. Let's go this way first. We've got Mayor's house. And the Mayor's house has an important item in it too, that I may rework how it looks. Got some torches in that barrel. Stocking up on torches. So if you want torches, you can come to the freezing caves. Go up the stairs. This area is completely caved in, completely covered in snow. And this is the Mayor's bedroom. Here's a note. My love, I fear our time together is coming to an end. The village has a handful of inhabitants, and the caverns are filled with the dead and dying from all over the kingdom. We have had to burn furniture just to keep warm. I have put what little we have left in this box for you to have. That's it. There used to be gold coins in this box, but there isn't anymore because I wanted to remove gold from the area and just have rupees. So there's the Blade of Kakariko. It seems to have fallen from that. There's several different possibilities for what happened here. One is that the blade fell and landed and hurt somebody, or somebody took it, jammed it off the wall and stabbed somebody. But somebody got hurt. That's obvious. So there's the blade and there's the key. Here's a chest that safe that I'm gonna open. Nope, that didn't work. Hey, there we go. And inside is a Moon's Tear. It'll be a Moon's Tear and some other leveled stuff, but I got lucky and got a Moon's Tear. That key goes to this wardrobe, and inside the wardrobe is Hylian Ikana armor. Immunity to magic, but reduced magic skills. Alright, so that's the mayor's house. The Akana armor is what you get there. And there's, I think, one more area that we need to go. How much time do we have left? About 10 minutes. Alright. The last area, and this is the most important area, is Kakariko Chapel. Kakariko Chapel is important for several reasons. First reason will be very obvious once we see it. Boom. I'm going to turn off the torch. 50 torches, wow. There's Kakariko Chapel. So there's the three goddesses. There's light streaming in the windows. There's a prayer book. So let's read the prayer book. Din, to you we pray. We offer our shards of power. We offer you our fragments of will. Din, to you we pray. Grant us the power to finish the day. Grant us the will to stay. Din, to you we pray. Nehru, to you we pray. We offer you our shards of wisdom. We offer you our fragments of knowledge. Nehru, to you we pray. Grant us the wisdom to judge right from wrong. Grant us the knowledge to convey. Nehru, to you we pray. Faror, to you we pray. We offer you our shards of courage. We offer you our fragments of emotion. Faror, to you we pray. Grant us the courage to face our foes. Grant us the emotion to face our woes. Faror, to you we pray. Now, if you interact with one of these, you can actually interact with these statues. You can't interact with a Triforce, that's decoration. And it'll say, you do not have the wisdom or knowledge to pray to Nehru. You don't have the power or will to pray to Din. Get over here, Faror. You have not the courage or emotion to pray to Faror. Now, I'm going to eat something. Okay. Fragments of knowledge. Charred fragment. Shards of wisdom. Tarnished shards. This is where you cash in the tarnished shards and charred fragments. So at some point, I'm going to have enough... Oh, rotten meat, get out of here. Yeah, that's the offering box. I'll put that in the offering box. So this is where you go to exchange your tarnished shards, and I'm getting there. I have 7 shards. I don't know which. They stack in 3s. Nehru will accept 1, Din will accept another, and Faror will accept a different one. So I don't know which ones I have, but at some point we'll be able to interact with these statues and cash those in, so to speak. Moon's Tear, Peace of Mind, inside the offering box. I'm going to put away some junk. Akana armor, I'm going to put that away. Actually, now that I think about it, probably kind of disrespectful to put rotten meat in an offering box. Something else about these statues. So these statues were, they're a modder's resource. They're Greek statues by Tamira. That's who hosts them, I think. And I just sort of modified the originals. Nehru has ice coming out of her bowl. Din has ash in her bowl, just smoldering ash. There you go. And Nehru, Faror, I mean, has dirt. So if you find, there are other statues that you can find, and they're more intact than these. And it sort of shows you what they used to look like. Fresh meat, I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. Another thing, over here, give me that torch. There's some black robes, there's hooded robes, mourner's hat, and then there's a bold chest. Inside the bold chest is the fierce deity's boots, which I will take. This trapdoor goes back to the freezing caves. This trapdoor goes to a fairy fountain. And in the fairy fountain, we find the Great Fairy and some glitchy water. There's the Great Fairy's plea. It's a book by the Great Fairy. I have been expecting you. My power has faded and my form corrupted. You stand in Hyrule at the end. All is cold. If you have ventured beneath the well, you surely encountered what is left of us. Ganon's minions wander Hyrule without purpose, for Ganon himself is dead. There are monsters, too, whose kin will live to see your world. I am the last Great Fairy. I will fade in time, but my purpose has not yet been spent. In my offering box you will find the Lens of Truth. It is a powerful relic. Focus it at one of our enchanters with a tarnished shard and bring it to the forgotten map in the ruined city of Itnamzand on northwest coast of Skyrim. Solstheim. Dang it, I can't read today. On the northwest coast of Solstheim. It will help you find sets of 8 shards which you can bring to the statues in the chapel above my fountain. The pieces they belong to can be brought to the shrine in the ruptured towers to return to their true glory. I give you a vial of my tears and a tome to allow you to summon me. I will appear and assist you in battle. I cannot ask you to save Hyrule. It is beyond saving. The kingdom will be dust, but the land is not lost. There are elves who have built cities in the mountains. Their kingdoms will flourish, and when the darkness passes, the land that was Hyrule will be home to many lives to come. I have sent my fairies through the link between worlds to your Skyrim, so that they might guide you to the pieces of this time. They are hiding, but will emerge when the time is right. They may assist you in battle, but they will only follow those who bear a piece of the Triforce. So, the Great Fairy is the reason for all the fairies scattered around Skyrim, and she is the one sort of guiding your path. She wants you to collect the Tarnished Shard, she wants you to go to Itnamzand, she wants you to find the Lens of Truth, which is easy because it's right here. There's the Lens of Truth, there's some Great Fairy's tears, and here's a book. Nice book. And now I can summon the Great Fairy, which I'm gonna do in battle sometime. This is the fairy font. I don't have a piece of the Triforce, so I can't do anything with it. But this is where the... where are they? Fairies in a jar. These two guys, I'll be able to release them. I'm going to keep them for now because they're useful to have around. I can release them and then I can recruit them as followers here. But I don't have a piece of the Triforce, so I can't do that yet. I can summon her. And everything is... The gears are turning. I know where I need to go. Itnamzand. I need to go to Solstheim. And I need to just keep collecting shards. And I know what I need to do now to bring everything together. So we have a few minutes left. I'm going to show you this door. This door goes to Kakariko Village. And boy does it go to Kakariko Village. When I first made Kino Langdonzel, I wanted the Freezing Caves. I wanted this to be the Freezing Caves. I wanted you to go through the link between worlds and appear here. But I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't make it work right. So instead, I made the Freezing Caves, and then Kakariko Village is this. Everything's frozen. There's constant snowfall. And before we go, I'm going to show you Kakariko Barracks. And then next video will be the village. So there's Kakariko Chapel. That's where we came from. Going to Kakariko Barracks. I'm going to pick up some stuff in here. And then that will be the episode. So in Kakariko Barracks we have grindstone. We have a snowdrift over here. Nothing too major. But we have gold dust and a Terminan shield, which is interesting. We have a Remembering Hyrule book, which I'll talk about. Hylian armor, a whole set of Hylian stuff. Hylian heavy shield, and Linkle's crossbow. So this is one of 2 Linkle's crossbows in the mod. It is... where is it? Linkle's crossbow. So here's crossbow. Linkle's crossbow is lighter and a little weaker. This one's improved, obviously. But the difference between Linkle's crossbow and the hero's crossbow is that Linkle's crossbow is actually a silver weapon. Obviously, it's in reference to Linkle from Hyrule Warriors, and Linkle is totally canon. And I didn't change this. It's the same as this. And I deliberately kept the descriptions the same because I want to imply that Linkle is a female version of Link. Then she was part of the Battle of 1,000 Heroes, which we'll learn about eventually. Remembering Hyrule. And I'll read this and that'll be the end of the video. Our world has turned cold, and the war has burned Hyrule to ashes. Many of us will not live to see tomorrow, and we have forgotten the beauty of our home. I remember. Hyrule was green and rich. Morning mists would drift across Hyrule Field and settle in the valleys. The sun would paint the land with beautiful shadows as it rose, and the orange light of dawn would wake birds to the indigo sky. The cool air was sweet with the smell of the valleys, with life from the trees and grass and plants. Doves would coo, and cuckoos would greet the morning light with their calls. The mists would leave with brightness in their place, and creatures would emerge to search for food. The forests were lush and loud with the sounds of leaves, with the creatures and insects within. The winds would dash across the field, racing clouds far above. I remember the glass-clear waters of the Zora River, gently battling near Zora's domain and roaring close to Lake Hylia. I remember the call of the Gwai as dusk fell over the mirror-smooth lake. The fish leapt for insects, buzzing over the surface, and the tektites would skirt over the water, eating what the fish couldn't catch. At night, the air was filled with a cold, sweet aroma of moisture and richness. The owls would hoot, the peahats would groan as they rested, and crickets would chirp. But for 1 hour each night, Hyrule was silent. The crickets and creatures and even the wind slept. Only the sound of water and your own heartbeat in the dead of night. I remember the nobility and resilience of the Gerudo, who lived long lives in the hot, dry desert. I visited Gerudo Valley once and marveled at the air's blistering heat. I remember the serenity of the Zoras, the mystery of the Kokiri, and the jolly pride of the Gorons. Some days the cloud ring above Death Mountain would play with sunlight and be bright with color. Other days it would be gray or red. During the war it was black, before the entire sky became black as well. So, all the lore in Relics of Hyrule